Hey guys, what you're looking at right now is it's the final part, well, not the final part, I guess the mid part of the Mount Wilson Trail. And we called this section, or this tree, Bush Tree. And if you see that on the ground, that's the remnants of where that used to be actually growing on the tree and hanging up there. And it was, I don't know, a combination of some squirrel nests and where all the pine needles just got stuck together and hung up and knotted up, and it formed like literally a big bush in the tree right there, so we called it Bush Tree. And that's when you get up to there, you know, you're about halfway, and it's a nice little landmark. That's usually where I take a break because it's shaded right there. Of course, all this is shaded, but there's a place to sit right there if you could find it. And there's a great, you could go to the edge right there and get some great views and take a view of the edge and looking down on St. Gabriel Valley. So you got to be cognizant of, I don't have my belt today, but of people coming around these corners. And every once in a while, not that often, the Forest Service or the fire service guys come up here, but for the most part it's just people hiking and biking and running. I saw a lot of trail runners this morning. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to Diana at Cosmic Cafe at the top. So I was bonking. I literally was at my last, you know, bit of energy as I finished up my climb. And they could tell when I got up there and ordered my sandwich that I was bonking. And then I asked, hey, can you put extra mustard on the sandwiches? And that's how tired I am, guys. I'm a little bit groggy. So she said, I told her the mustard really helps for cramps. And she goes, well, we have pickle juice. Why don't I give you some pickle juice? So she poured me like 4 or 5 ounces of pickle juice, and that was really, really cool, and that helped out a lot, because the worst thing you could have on these long hot day climbs is cramps, and I don't feel cramps right now. And there's your jump of the whole trail right there. But it's fun. You can go really fast. You only go about half this fast on the single track. The single track is a little too technical to go this fast, and the single track's on the other side. But at least when you're going on the single track, it's a little more challenging, but it's also a little more fun because you're doing all this technical stuff. If you guys like riding the technical and you're okay with the exposure, it is exposed. Sand Barrel Trail is probably one of the most exposed trails I've ever rode in my life. And not that I've rode a bunch of trails. You guys know me, I kind of stick local, but it's the most exposed local trail, that's for sure. And you could watch some of the other channels and see those guys talking about the Mount Wilson shuttle, where they come down the other side and do the Merrills and Sunset. And Sunset's not quite as exposed, but there are some exposed sections, and some mountain biker actually fell over the side and died on Sunset just a couple of years ago, and I'm sure other people have died there too. But it's no joke. If you fall off some of those sides, you're falling to your death. So this, with a fire road, it's a little safer. You can go faster, but it's also it's safer because it's not narrow and right to the edge of a long drop. There are long drops over the side, you just don't see them. But we're kind of following a gorge that goes down the mountain. So this is the mountain top that all our TV antennas are for our local TV stations here in Los Angeles. And if you are visiting here and watch any of the news, they always give you that Mount Wilson cam shot, and they're talking about the weather and stuff. So that's exactly where I rode to, just right there where that is. been in my backyard, and I've been riding up here. I've been hiking up here since I was in high school, but I've been riding up here since I got out of the Air Force. So, and then now we're approaching the Henniker Flats, and I'll show you that. And then I'll end the video as we get to the ranger station. I don't think it's a ranger station as much as it's a fire department patrol station or something like that. This goes out to a little helipad up here. I've gone all the way out to the end of the trail right there before. It's just an out and back, but it's a nice view. And that's not the helipad though. The helipad's down further. But you know, it's these are our local mountains right over Los Angeles, and we got to protect them. So I'll give you a total time in the comment section of how long it took me to ride my bike up here and ride my bike back down. It's kind of an all-day thing. Not quite an all-day, but it's a long day. It's already almost 3, and I started at 7:30. So here we are. Now these are little campgrounds that if you hike up here, you can go around these little roads to the campgrounds. But I'm going to stay on the main road. There is a road that goes around the perimeter. I'm just not feeling like going there for sure. I got a headache, and like I said, I was having cramps, and I felt like I was bonking. So those little turn-ins are to the campgrounds. So always remember when you're coming past this, just to stay on the main road. Don't go off on those little turns, and you're fine. And there's some signages too. But if you don't keep going uphill, you know you're not going the right way. It's I don't know if it ever actually lets up from being an incline, except for maybe one part where it's a short section where it's not an incline and it's kind of flat. But for the most part, you're inclining the whole way. Because if you look from the 210 freeway up to the Wilson Towers, where you see the TV towers, you'll see, yeah, that's kind of straight up if you're in Pasadena. And so it winds up a little bit, but it's not winding around too much. It's going almost straight up. So here's the fire stations, places that they stay. And there's the fire truck. Henniker Flats Visitor Information Center. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you later. There's not anybody here because it's so hot. I'm gonna grab another drink of my liquid IV, and then I'm gonna head down Henniker.